45. Garden. A great deal of.
It takes a great deal of time and effort to care for a garden.
Look after.
My mom will look after the kids tomorrow, so we can go to the party.
Lotus.
The roots of the lotus are eaten by many Koreans.
Water lily.
The water lily is a plant that grows in water with large white or pink flowers.
Exotic.
We went to a tropical island and ate many exotic fruits.
Orchid.
Korean people often send orchids when someone moves to a new post.
Species.
You can find various species of plants growing on high mountains.
Flower bed.
She cared for her own flower beds.
Sow.
The field had been sown with barley.
Daisy.
The daisy produces a white flower with a yellow center.
Violet.
The violet is a plant with small purple flowers. She was wearing a violet dress.
Poppy.
She picked lilies and poppies and put them in a vase.
Bloom.
Daisies and violets were blooming as far as the eye could see. Lilies and daffodils are in full bloom.
Regular.
You need to take a regular health check. He was the first king to have a regular army in the region.
Mow.
My father mows the garden regularly.
Lawn.
You had better mow the lawn before it rains.
Trim.
The gardener trimmed the rose bushes for the party. My hair needs a trim.
Hedge.
A hedge is a row of bushes or small trees along the edge of a garden.
Clover.
Four-leaf clovers, like other rarities, are considered lucky.
Dandelion.
The dandelion seeds are dispersed by the winds.
Reed.
Reeds grew along the stream.
Ivy.
The ivies covered the whole walls of the old building.
Bamboo.
Bamboos have economic and cultural significance in Korea.
Cherry.
The cherries are beginning to blossom. I stood under the tree and picked the cherries.
Acorn.
The Koreans grind the dried acorns and make delicious dishes with it.
Oak.
The hardwood of oaks was used to make sailing ships in Europe.
Trunk.
The trunk of a tree is the main stem from which branches grow. She opened the trunk of the car and took out her shopping bag. He put in his clothes and locked the trunk. The elephant can lift up a heavy object with its trunk.
Bark.
The bark of cork oaks is used to keep wine inside bottles. I heard the loud barks of a dog. The dog barked at the stranger.
Twig.
The birds gathered twigs to build a nest.
Pine.
The pines thrive in the Korean mountains.
Maple.
The gardener has planted maples along the path.
Willow.
The forest of maples and willows turns red and yellow in the fall.
Timber.
These trees are being grown for timber.
Firewood.
They cut down the trees and use them as firewood. Words in context. Mr. Green spends a great deal of time looking after his garden. Recently, he has had a pond dug in the garden. He is thinking about planting lotuses and water lilies there. He also has a greenhouse where he grows exotic plants, such as subtropical orchids and rare species of tulips. In the flower beds, Mr. Green sows the seeds of flowers such as daisies, violets, and daffodils, which bloom every spring, and he regularly mows the lawn and trims the hedge. Beyond the hedge grow clovers, dandelions, reeds, ivies, bamboos, and cherry trees. In the autumn, he goes to pick up acorns on a mountain. The acorn is the fruit of an oak. An oak has a thick trunk with hard bark, and also has many branches, from whose twigs leaves grow. Factors affecting the growth of trees include weather and climate. In the region where Mr. Green lives, pines, maples, and willows thrive, but palm trees are hard to grow. Mr. Green especially likes pine trees, which produce hard timber. The old branches of pines are used as firewood.